Look what I got. One of my subscribers saw that I was having some troubles with the last video that I had done with my old chop saw, cutting the deck boards. I had to take the deck board, flip it over, cut it again on the other side to complete the 45-degree angle cut for that pull deck. So one of my subscribers generously purchased this chop saw for me. So I'm going to unbox it and show you the difference. Alright guys, so anyway, I'm excited. I got the saw all set up now, it's ready to go. You ask, what's the real difference between this saw and the saw that you guys have seen me use in my other videos? Well, this is a 12-inch miter saw compared to my old saw, which is a 10-inch miter saw. So that right there will give me an extra couple of inches of cut. In addition, this one is a sliding compound miter saw, so it slides forward on these rails here, and it allows me to cut boards without having to take the board, flip it over, readjust the angle, and all that stuff. So this saw is going to give me the ability to cut a lot longer compound miter cut on boards without having to take all the time to realign, adjust, and flip the board over and all of that. So let me actually show you. It's probably going to be easier to show you instead of trying to explain it to you. This is my old chop saw. This is my 10-inch miter saw. You're able to cut from the back of the guard to the front of the blade. On this particular saw, you can cut 5 1/2 inches. Now you say, what does 5 1/2 inches give me? Well, as you saw in my last video, I'm able to cut a deck board, which is 5 1/2 inches, all the way through on a straight cut. But now when you take that cut and you pivot it to a 45-degree angle, you extend that cut. Let me show you. Now, this is a fixed pivot point chop saw. There's no slide like on the other one that you just saw. So when you pull this down, it's pretty straightforward. You take it and it pulls down and it cuts to the maximum depth every time. Maximum depth is about 5 1/2 inches. So when you cut and you pull this down, it's enough to cut this board all the way through. However, when you need to cut an angle on anything of size, like even a deck board, which is only 5 1/2 inches across, when you take that and you rotate it to the 45-degree angle, you're extending your cut line. So now it's no longer coming just across at 5 1/2 inches. Now you have your cut coming at a 45-degree angle, which extends your cut to about 7 3/4 inches. So at 7 3/4 inches, you're not able to get this chop saw all the way through the wood in one cut. Let me show you. Now, as you can see, it didn't cut all the way through, even though it went to the maximum depth of the cut. So now what you have to do is you take your board, you flip it over, and you have to readjust your saw to the 45-degree on the other side. And then you take it and you have to line it up to make sure that the kerf, which is the line that is cut into the wood, lines up from the old cut to the new cut. You have to do that, and you cut the rest. And if you take your time and line it up, it's usually okay, but as you can see, I didn't take enough time, and you can see the difference in the cut. There's probably about an 1/8 of an inch, maybe a 32nd of an inch there. Anyway, so it's different. And if you're cutting and you're doing the job the right way, you don't ever want to see that on a board. Now, let me show you how the new saw cuts. Okay, now this is my new 12-inch sliding compound miter chop saw. Let me show you what makes this saw a more choice tool for me. With the other saw, as you saw, it had a fixed point. So when you pull the chop saw down, it pulls down in one spot. Well, this one not only pulls down, but it also slides forward, therefore extending the cut along the path of the saw. So, with that in mind, the old saw, from the fixed point, cut 5 1/2 inches. This one can cut, without sliding, 5 1/2 inches. Now, when this saw slides forward, it extends its cutting path. It will extend it to 13 inches. So I can cut a 13-inch board all the way across with one cut without having to reset my miter gauge. So as you can see, I have set down here the board that I had used in just the last little clip there that I cut. So as you can see, it's going to clearly cut the width of the board without any trouble. Now, let me show you what makes this so much better. I can take this. This is the 45 that I just cut in the last clip. I can take and I can adjust this to the 45-degree angle. And this saw also comes with this nice little handy dandy clamp and board supports on the end, which my other saw did not. Okay, now that I have this set up, this is the same 7 3/4 inch cut across the board at a 45-degree angle. Without having to reset the saw like I did with my other one, I can cut this and have it ready and all set to go in one cut. Let me show you. So with one cut, I have a nice clean cut as compared to the other side where, well, the kerf on the two cuts didn't line up. This is a nice clean cut, looks professional, it's done the right way. So this saw is going to be a great tool to add to my tool arsenal for the jobs and projects that I have to come. For every job there's a proper tool. I now have the proper tool to do the jobs and projects that I've been wanting to get done. I want to send out a special thank you to my viewers that made this chop saw possible for me. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for supporting me, supporting my channel, supporting the projects I've been doing. I greatly appreciate it. Well, I've showed you the difference between the two chop saws and what makes this one so much better and the need for this one. So, until next time guys, thanks for watching. I hope to see you again soon on my next project. Bye. Look what I got. One of my subscribers saw that I was having some troubles with the last video that I had done with my old chop saw, cutting the deck boards. I had to take the deck board, flip it over, cut it again on the other side to complete the 45-degree angle cut for that pull deck. So one of my subscribers generously purchased this chop saw for me, so I'm going to unbox it and show you the difference. Alright guys, so anyway, I'm excited. I got the saw all set up now, it's ready to go. You ask, what's the real difference between this saw and the saw that you guys have seen me use in my other videos? Well, this is a tool